Hello, welcome back to Arknights. In the last video, we ended up playing OR-2, I think it was, and that was a lot of reading, and it was a lot of fun to play the map that it was on, especially saying that I could just put Ifrit there and just blast down that whole row. I'm excited to get into OR3. However, first, what I'm planning on doing is doing a 10 pull, well, 11 pulls, because I do get the free daily one as well. So let's start with the free one. Bam! Whoa! Okay, that's just a 3-star.
I'm Vanilla, trainee operator from Black.
Always just a 3-star. Always just a 3-star. Yes. I don't care. Boom. Ooh. Oh, okay. It's a 5-star again, which isn't bad. 2 5-stars even. Holy crap! This polling lately has been crazy.
Hunter. You won't
Hello,
regret
Vermeil.
giving me work.
Duplicate. Okay.
I am Ansel.
So I don't recognize that character.
I'll be a... Code name
Acid
wa
drop.
Acid drop.
I'm excited to see what 5 stars I got. If it's more Surfer, that actually isn't that bad because I can then replace her tokens for distinctions, and because it's a 5-star, it gives a lot of distinctions to do that.
Hello, Doctor.
Yep.
I'm Surfer from Black Steel Worldwide's Advanced Recon Team.
Attention!
Doberman.
I am Doberman, former military instructor.
Former military instructor.
My name's Gummy. You must be the doctor.
Doctor.
Hello, Doctor.
Okay. Yeah, that's about as I expected it to be. What was I gonna do? My brain just turned off. Sorry. Let's go into here and level up everyone's potential that got a shard. You. Oh! Acid drop is maxed. Max potential on acid drop. Nice. And then you. Okay. Those done. Let's go into the store. Certificates. Token exchange. Yeah, these ones give a lot. It's like 10 or more. For the 2, it gave 10. So that's really good. I might just save up for another 6-star if a 6-star comes back through here that I want. I don't know. If I seem a little low on energy today, it's because I am. I don't know why, but I've been feeling very like mellow today. I'm excited to get into this, so let's look at the map a little. There's not really an obvious place to put like Ifrit other than like right there, I guess, to block all of that. Or even right there to block those 3. And then I can place like a tank there. Degenbrecher there, and then a tank there even. Let's get into the story. It's weird when it goes black and white. Oh, you came to the library too. What a coincidence. Hello, you. Are you here to look for some case files? Just grabbing some books to put under my pillow. I haven't been sleeping well lately. Maybe some reading will help. How I envy the life of a student. Their brains are filled with books, not worries. Surely you're joking, right? I'm not joking at all. Investigating these sordid cases for the Judicial Review Office every day is bound to make one feel sick. They say the Baizhou Academy Library is the cleanest and purest place in the world, where only wise men and sages dwell. So I'll sit here for a while and purify my soul. Did you used to study here at the Academy too, Gukwon? That was many years ago. I still haven't achieved anything yet, academically, since I graduated from here. I feel unworthy of the Academy's prestige, but I was fortunate to meet a great teacher here, and that experience will benefit me for the rest of my life. Who is your teacher you speak of? No longer with us? Why did you come here today? To borrow books? I'm here to look up some case files. The Ministry of Rights is preparing a grand celebration. We need to refer to some old rituals. Ha! I'm Deputy Minister of the Judicial Review Office. Do you take me for blind or merely illiterate? That thing you have in your hand is clearly a case file from 15 years ago when the Grand Preceptor committed treason. You know that file is top secret, right? You really have some gall. I have nothing to hide. I am indeed looking for materials related to that old case. I think there may be more to it than we realize. If you think I'm doing anything illegal, then by all means have me arrested. What are you blabbering about? Did I say I was going to arrest you? I was only saying that's quite a coincidence because I'm also very interested in that case. Well, that was loud. Diligent student. I learned a lot from our debate today. However, I still maintain my own views about the new reforms. I'll have to do more research on this. Vaizao lecturer. It's fine. This campus is plenty large enough to accommodate a wealth of different ideas. If my arguments have not convinced you, then you should not force yourself to agree with me just because I'm a teacher. If only teachers were actually like that. Holy fuck. The students of this academy must focus on real-world issues, instead of getting lost in theoretical or ideological musings. Doshi? Touché. I don't know what that was. A clock hangs on the top of the ancient building, the minute hand ticking as the shadow of sunlight moves slowly. The bell rings, and soon, students start pouring out from every classroom. A lone figure moves against the tide. The guards fail to notice the unfamiliar face amongst the crowd. Oh! Good day, do you need some help? Hello, how do I get to the archives where the students' files are stored? You mean the registrar? What do you want with those files? I'm a new assistant lecturer. The professor wants me to organize the graduates' files. That's odd. Which professor? Professor Jing. She teaches military theory at the college affiliated to the Ministry of War. She's teaching classes all day long today. So she asked me to do this errand for her. Oh, what's wrong? Go straight down here, past the main building, turn right, and then you'll see the Bingshen building. It's that. That's it. Why do I keep mixing the words up like that? That's weird. You'd better get going. Trust me, you don't want to keep her waiting. You guys are definitely going to have to correct me on that. I'm going to assume it means like thank you or something. So a lot of the music in this game reminds me of a game I used to play a long time ago called Mabinogi, which was a lot of fun. Shit, I have like 3,000 hours on one character on that game. It's an MMORPG. The first rule of any restaurant is that once you enter the kitchen, the chef's words are law. If you want to win the contest and meet Mo Bufu, you must follow my instructions to the letter. Do you understand? Didn't we agree to split the prize money 70-30? Why are you acting like I owe you a favor? Okay, enough of that. Didn't you say you wanted to learn a few new recipes anyway? Have you changed your mind? No, I want to do this, but I'm no Rhodes Island 5-star chef. This competition sounds too difficult for an amateur like me. Why don't you go instead? I am the head chef of Savers at U's. Participating in this kind of competition would be sullying my good name. I'm giving you an opportunity here as my apprentice. You can go show out your skills and wipe that arrogant smirk off Mo Bufu's face. Wouldn't Xingzhu be a better choice? She's a foodie, you know. I'm afraid that, as the wandering foodie, I'm too well known. It would be inappropriate for me to participate in a food competition. Enough chit-chat. First things first. To get you ready for this competition, let me tell you a little about Ding Feng Lao. I've been hearing about this place since I first set foot in Baizhou. What's so special about it? Remember I told you about the 4 great restaurants of Baizhou, corresponding to the 4 main branches of Viennese cuisine, that is north, south, east, and west? About 400 years ago, several chefs arrived in Baizhou. They each set up their own restaurants and culinary sects. This marked the founding of the 4 main branches of the Viennese cuisine. It was the first head chef of Ding Feng Lao who promoted the founding in the first place. The legendary chef's name has been lost to history. He was the founder of Northern cuisine, but was also proficient in the other 3 styles. The other 3 chefs were only invited to Baizhou after they lost to the Northern chef in a cooking competition, which, with such a storied history, Ding Feng Lao outshined the other 3 restaurants and became known as the #1 restaurant in Baizhou. Who's teaching this class, you or me? Oh, my apologies. Of course. What she said is pretty much accurate. The only thing I'll add is that eventually, the 4 great restaurants of Baizhou started fighting with each other over fame and glory. These squabbles continue to this day, and they're really quite annoying. I thought Baizhou was a place where all these great chefs could learn from each other. If I had known there was going to be all this infighting, I would not have gone. Not have gone where? In any case, what you need to know is that as the most famous restaurant in Baizhou, Dingfeng Lao and its chef selection competition has extremely high standards. Dingfeng Lao has not taken on any new disciples in many years. The only reason they're hosting this competition now is because they suddenly got short-handed right when they needed to start preparing for the feast of the 100 delicacies. But I've also heard that Chef Mo is advancing in age and still hasn't found an apprentice to take over the business. The format of the competition is different each time, but there is one requirement that stays constant. Each chef has to showcase their best dish. Wait a second. If the competition is really that difficult, how can I ever hope to win? Logic would dictate that an amateur chef with absolutely no culinary experience would have little hope of winning. However, you have me in your corner. I can teach you a recipe that is easy to cook and is perfect for the occasion. Longevity noodles. Longevity noodles? Why would they serve longevity noodles at the Feast of 100 Delicacies? The reigning True Lung's birthday just happens to coincide with the Mid-Autumn Festival, so every year they serve longevity noodles at the feast. But it's such a simple dish, is it really appropriate for a major competition like this? Who told you that simple dishes can't show great skills? Just watch and learn! He gets the plain noodles so that they don't affect his taste buds. What's that smell? It smells wonderful. What is it? Whoa. What do you think? It's like magic. You really only used the ingredients you showed us before? Nothing else? Fresh shell beast meat, mushroom scallions, bok choy. It's a simple recipe with basic ingredients, but the result is truly amazing. Sometimes, the true skill of a chef hides in unseen places. There's more to this bowl of noodles that meets the eye. Another chef can use these exact same ingredients, but if the ratios, the heat, or the cooking time vary just a little bit, it'll taste completely different. Do you know how long I spent perfecting this recipe? Don't just stand there, dig in! I like that he's slowly becoming a nice... That was an awful sound. He's slowly becoming a nicer person. Wow! I take back any criticism I had of your food. You just inhaled it! Did you even taste the flavor? If Blaze can actually replicate that taste, maybe she can really meet Chef Mo. Chef Mo. Why did I say it like that? But are you really up to the task, Blaze? Figuring out the secret to this recipe would be difficult indeed, but simply following its steps should not be too much trouble. Have you ever cooked anything before? Of course! Ah, that's good then. Now, I'll give you the recipe and explain every step for you. Follow them exactly and you'll be fine. Great! I'll study hard. I won't disappoint you. And then she blows up the kitchen. Did you say you knew how to cook? The instant noodles are already pre-made. How should I know how to knead flour into dough? You really are a hopeless case. You haven't really even taught me anything yet. How can I teach you anything? You managed to break 3 bowls just while kneading the dough. I can't risk you breaking anything else here. Be careful, these bowls are expensive. We can't afford to buy new ones. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be honest, I like Blaze and Yu's story a lot more than the random murder mystery that's happening on the other one. Search Guquan. Filter returned from Victoria. No results. Why are there no records at all? Search Guquan. Filter enrolled to in 1076. No results. Search Guquan. Filter Ministry of Rights. No results. What is going on? Guquan, an ethnic Yanese born and raised in Victoria, returned to Yan in 1074. In 1076, he was admitted to Bai Zhao Academy. After completing his studies, he joined the Ministry of Rights. These are the only records left for the deceased in that case. They should have files for all mandarins who graduated from the Imperial Academy and went to work in the 6 ministries of the court. But why can't I find him in the system? Guquan, what did you... Professor, I was just trying to confirm that with you. I didn't mean to ask you to come here in person. She said she's a new assistant professor. Why haven't I heard of her before? The person who came here seemed to know you very well, so I didn't... How many times did I tell you? The Academy's personal files are confidential. Keep that in mind. Forget it. I'll go handle this myself. Oh no. The room is empty, and the documents on the desk are still where they were, without any signs of having been moved. King Yan, you're a bit too old to be playing hide and seek, aren't you? She knew. Jing, has the Judicial Review Office come to our school to apprehend some culprit? Apprehend. The office is investigating a case, so I've come here to collect some old files. Please, Jing, Professor Jing, please cooperate. All right then, if you're here on official business, show me your official documentation. I rushed so quickly to get here that I left it back in my office. She's blushing. Really? Well then, I'll just place a call to the head of the office. Wait a moment. Professor, are you okay? Should I call security? Gives a pleading look. No, I forgot that I asked some other professor here to collect some materials for me. I'm sorry for wasting your time. It's not a problem. Goodbye, Professor. Alright. Now it's just the two of us. Zizi. King Yan. I have always thought that you were a well-mannered and trustworthy girl. Every time I mentioned you to Lei, I told him to follow your example. And look at you now. What are you doing here? A deputy minister from the Judicial Review Office sneaking around like this? I'm conducting an investigation. What kind of case requires this secrecy? What kind of case can't go through the normal process? A cold case. The deceased that was once a student at the Bai Zhao Academy, but I just searched the personnel files and found no record of him. The Academy has a record of every student. This person you speak of, how do you know they once studied here? I saw it in the files of the Judicial Review Office. The Judicial Review Office collects its files directly from the Ministry of Rights. However, the Ministry's files do not match up with the Academy's. Someone made a mistake somewhere. Is there a chance that someone altered the Academy's files? How could that possibly have happened? The Academy is one of the Yanese government's most important talent pipelines. Once a student's information is entered into the system, it is archived under strict supervision. No one has the authority to modify this data unless what? No, that's impossible. Enough of this nonsense. You better leave now. It's almost mealtime. Pretty soon, lots of students will be crowding these halls. If anyone else sees you here, also, please don't go doing something like this again. Mealtime. We need to go back to Bai Zhao to investigate. Why are you looking at all these travel guides? These places. I've seen them in my dad's letters. Humble Garden Virtue Bookstore. Oh, and when you were studying here, there was a Shengshu diner near the main entrance. He said they had the best twice-cooked pork in town. Now that I'm visiting Bai Zhao, I want to visit all the places he mentioned to me. Say, is there a restaurant near campus called Shengshu Diner? Huh? You want Shengshu food? The place you're talking about closed more than 30 years ago. How would you possibly know about it? More than 30 years ago? Are you sure? Yes, it closed in 1065. When I was in school, how could I forget? Lots of students used to go eat there because it was near campus and served tasty, affordable food. But then in 1065, there was a terrible catastrophe in Shengshu, and the restaurant owner had to return home to deal with the aftermath. The students even made donations to help the rescue efforts. Man who was born and raised in Victoria and did not come to Yan until 1074. How could he know about that place? Unless he had visited Yan before. Or maybe he wasn't born and raised in Victoria at all. Maybe he was a native Yanese. What are you mumbling about? If Guquan's Ministry of Rights records have been modified, but he was indeed a student at the Academy, well, then there would definitely be something worth digging up in the Academy's files. What year was Blaze born? If we work back from there, does this system have the record of students enrolled between 1052 and 1062? You help me just this once. It's extremely important. Thousands of students graduate each year. You want to look through 10 years of records at once? Do you know how long that will take? The person in question worked at the Ministry of Rights. He probably studied at an affiliated college. That may help narrow the search a bit. If the person you're looking for was not a high-ranking Mandarin, you may want to start looking at files after 1055. That year, the Academy was restructured. It became a public... sorry. Oh, I just popped my whole back. It became a true public education institution, instead of just serving as a talent pipeline for the government. The enrollment figures shot up. I see you. Yushi. Go. Only have 2 hours. Found you. She found Blaze's dad? Gu Sheng. Male, born in Langyi in 1037, accepted into Baizhou Academy in 1055. He was assigned to the education department administered by the Ministry of Rights and was among the first batch of students to enroll after the school was restructured. Top marks in all subjects. Wait, he didn't graduate. This file was last updated in 1062? This is a missing persons file? Gu Sheng, along with his wife and daughter, disappeared in 1062. Accordingly, this file has been sealed. So he was already a family man when he was in Baizhou. And all 3 of them disappeared. 1062. Is there something special about 1062? Blaze, I need to confirm something. You were born in 1062 in Victoria, right? Yes, from as far back as I can remember, I lived in Victoria. Victoria. I asked you where you were born. How am I supposed to remember that? That's fair. Guquan Gu Sheng. Yon, your time is almost up. You should get going. What's going on? I just can't. I don't know. It's cool, but I don't really care as much about that because it's. I don't know. I love this side story though with Blaze and Yu. What did he say? No good. The dough still won't do. Let's try again. But that's already my 20th batch. Don't worry. You've been practicing all day. And you're starting to iron out the issues with your technique. Fuck. Sorry, I just dropped something. Success is not far away. I'm really sorry. You don't need to stay here with me through all this. It's not a problem. You've been helping me so much. I guess you must also be interested in the outcome of all this. Alright, just wait here a minute. This time I'm sure I'll do it. And I'll whip you up a big, nice bowl of noodles for dinner. Did you have something else you wanted to say to me just now? What? Never mind. To be fair, the recipe the young chef gave you was indeed simple enough. You probably didn't expect that your biggest difficulty would be kneading the dough. Look at you defending him. I'm sorry. I'm doing all I can do. It's hard. When I work, my body temperature rises and the dough starts to dry out just a few seconds. I add more water to the flour, then more flour to the water, and then more flour and water. The dough that was originally the size of my fist is almost as big as my head. The situation with your rising body temperature is certainly unique. Anyways, you need to think positively. So long as you learn to knead the dough, making the longevity noodles will be no problem at all. Speaking of which, for someone who has never cooked before, you certainly have some impressive knife skills. Well, back at Rhodes Island, elite operators like me perform surgery on ourselves in emergency situations. I guess there's not much difference between using a scalpel and a kitchen knife. Assuming you're not using it like the young chef does when he chops vegetables. I can even use the skills I learned from stitching my own wounds to mend my own clothes. Oh my god. I wouldn't have ever thought that your job would be this dangerous. Not a big deal if you have the time to practice. Oh, that's fucked up. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Can't you just have more patience with me? Hey, look. I think you're getting the hang of it. The amount of force is just right. Keep it up. She has to be angry to do it right. I haven't even had any dinner yet. Hold on to that anger. Fold the dough over and continue kneading. Right. You can get even angrier if you want. No, I can't get any angrier. Boy, the noodles he made sure are delicious. I'm spent. Why is cooking even more exhausting than combat training? I understand this is really hard for you. I don't want to deal with that pipsqueak anymore. Can I be your apprentice instead? You're a gourmand. You must know how to cook, right? Spare me the compliments. I am nothing close to him when it comes to cooking. And you know, it's funny that I've never really actually eaten longevity noodles before. They're just noodles, right? You've tried so many different restaurants. How could you have never eaten longevity noodles before? I've been to many restaurants that serve longevity noodles, but it only makes sense to eat them on your birthday. I celebrate every birthday at home. They don't allow me to go out on my birthday. Ooh. Okay, but even if you celebrate your birthdays at home, your mom and dad never made you a bowl of longevity noodles? Actually, I've never met my parents. Oh, I'm sorry. Although I have never seen my parents, I still have other family members. Every year on my birthday, my family holds a big banquet for me. At banquets like that, I don't think they care much about longevity noodles. However, I've always been a little afraid of birthdays. Isn't it nice that other people remember your birthday? I can't really explain it. I always feel that every time I have a birthday party, I'll be surrounded by a lot of people who want me to laugh and also to cry. But it doesn't seem to matter whether I'm there or not. Enough talk about me. You're from Victoria. Do they eat longevity noodles there? I grew up in Victoria, but my parents are both Guineas, at least by blood. When I was little, every year on my birthday, my mom would make me a bowl of longevity noodles. The taste was nothing special, it was just regular old home cooking. After I left home and could no longer eat my mom's home cooking, I even forgot what it was like to celebrate a birthday. That is, until that night. Rose Island cafeteria. The seasoning packet, the vegetable packet, and I'll add 2 sausages. Why are the lights off in the cafeteria? Hey, what are you guys doing here? You scared me. Ah, keep your voice down. It's late. What are you doing in the cafeteria at this hour? Ace, why do you look all serious? There's not another urgent mission, is there? What are you holding there? Instant noodles? I stayed too long at the training ground this afternoon and didn't have enough for dinner. What? Now that I'm an elite operator, I can eat instant noodles anymore? I can't eat instant noodles anymore? The captain isn't scolding you for eating junk food. He's saying, today's your birthday, and you're eating instant noodles? My birthday? But didn't Dr. Cultit say, that's why I told you to lower your voice. So long as we don't make too much noise, even if she hears us, she'll pretend not to hear us, yes? I even suspect that she deliberately arranged for our fieldwork breaks to overlap. Just so we could throw you a birthday party. Think of it as her way of giving you a birthday blessing, even if it's hard to imagine. Blaze, you are one of us, a part of Rhodes Island. You are not alone. Thank you all so much. Alright, it's already midnight. Happy birthday, Blaze. Happy birthday, big cat. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Also, Amiya isn't on the ship right now, but she asked me to pass on the birthday wishes. She hopes you stay happy and healthy. Aw, bunny. So, are you planning on to come blow out the candles and cook the cake? Or are you going back to the instant noodles? That was the first time so many people celebrated my birthday with me. That bowl of instant noodles became my longevity noodles. Everyone knew how much I wanted to have a birthday party, but that day not a single person actually came out and said, I knew you wanted this. They acted like it was just another one of my many, many birthdays. I like the nothing special feeling of it. Now you're making me jealous. Oh, right. You said you never had longevity noodles. Well, let me whip up some for you. But you haven't even learned how to knead the dough yet. I don't know how to knead noodles, but I do know how to cook ready-made noodles. I'll ask Zhang if they're... Oh my god. I'll ask Zhang for some dry noodles that I can simply boil. I'm feeling this won't go well. Wait, handmade noodles? Ready-made noodles? Maybe it really will work after all. Something tells me asking the chef's assistant guy for instant noodles won't work so well in her favor. Oil splashed hand pulled noodles.
Don't panic if you suddenly notice a missing squad mate.
That's such a weird voice line. I kind of want to put her first. Like right there.
Your lives are mine to protect.
I'm gonna put... Oh.
A
Her
new
there.
challenge. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Toxins and traps are my tactics.
I am Dublin.
There you go. Yeah. Diet. Periodically summons vapidity. 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 I'm gonna place you like right there, I think.
Haha, losing sight.
Haha, losing sight. For now, though, I don't really need to.
Got a nice what do you fear most?
What do you fear most?
How soon do you want them gone?
Dude, this song is so good. Oh, it's just gonna keep doing that. Oh, shit.
Losing sight.
Let's place you there.
The world burns.
Let's use your ability.
Guys.
Does it hurt?
I bet it does.
So long as you're here, have some hot soup before you go.
Come on, let's pick up the pace.
I don't like that thing is just sitting back
Any
there.
instructions for me?
And I can't reach him with Ethan, can I? No.
Forward.
And Ethan can't kill those things that fast. Fuck. Okay. This could be bad.
Hey,
Okay.
over here.
Let me create a diversion. Drink all you want. Nobody cares.
Soaking yourself in the past.
Uh-oh. Okay, I lost 2, but it's still manageable.
Water delivery.
Solidify.
Wow. It's funny that I'm just gonna beat this one without even really doing the mechanic.
Still manning emotionless
Okay,
meaning.
stop summoning those shits. Holy hell, that was annoying. Just 6-star difference, I guess. Good to know, though, that there's enemies that just spawn vapidity. Whatever. Early the next morning, the restaurant is still quiet, save for a few foul beasts jumping back and forth on the fallen leaves outside the door. The night watchman at the Judicial Review office lets out a loud yawn. The foul beasts take off in all directions. I had a nightmare last night that a big beast ate all the flour in my kitchen. How terrifying. Morning. Have some noodles. You figure out how to make them? Look at the bags under your eyes. Were you practicing all night? No, only about half the night. Hey, Xingju, still hasn't woken up yet. Enough talking for now. Try the noodles. You, huh? You gave up learning how to knead the dough and boiled some ready-made noodles instead? These are no ordinary ready-made noodles. Xingzhu and I looked through all the ready-made noodles on the market and picked the ones we feel had the texture closest to your handmade ones. Of course, they don't have quite the same mouthful feel as handmade noodles, so Xingzhu adjusted your soup base recipe to ensure they taste similar to the longevity noodles you make from scratch. This is blasphemy! You're using ready-made noodles and you tampered with my recipe? My word! Don't jump to any conclusions yet, please have a taste. The young chef picks up the chopsticks and, with a giant frown on his face, pulls out some of the noodles. He carefully takes a sniff, then finally takes a taste. Well? Say something. Why did you two think this would work? Xingzhu was starving after all my failed attempts. I figured at that point I was just better off making noodles I knew how to make. So at least she'd have something to eat. Then I started thinking the most important element of longevity noodles isn't the taste. Instead, it's making sure the person who eats them feels the birthday blessing. Some people just aren't skilled enough to make noodles like you do. However, I can still use my ready-made noodles to bring birthday blessings to myself and my family. That's the real meaning of longevity noodles anyway. See how yellow and shiny these noodles are? They look more lively than yours, right? Of course, yes, I'm taking shortcuts with this dish. You mentioned birthday blessings. Do you think people just can taste that in your noodles? I think so. Last night, after I finally made a proper bowl of noodles for the first time, I shared them with Xingzhu. We felt so happy when eating it. I even caught Xingzhu wiping away tears. Swapping out the noodles, then adjusting the oil and salt ratios accordingly. Quite some innovation there. Xingzhu sure has a sharp palate, but the ready-made noodles need to be rinsed with cold water after cooking. You rinsed them, but you didn't drain all the cold water out. The cold water lowered the temperature of the soup, which also affected the texture of the noodles. If you really want to make good food, you need to be mindful of these little details. Got it. I'll remember that. Wait, then you mean enough. I'm only continuing to teach you because I can see you put in the effort. You still need to learn how to make your own noodles from scratch. You don't really expect to use ready-made noodles in the competition, do you? Great. As your Shifu, I'm glad that you've improved, but we still have to see whether the customers recognize your effort. Well, what do we do? Later on, if anyone orders noodles, you'll make them. If the customer doesn't like the noodles, then you'll need to keep practicing. I'm on it. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, would you like to try our special longevity noodles? It's not my birthday. Why would I want longevity noodles? It's a new dish we're trying out. We'll give it to you for free. No, I meant if you try it and like it, then maybe you should still pay for it. I mean, I had to settle up with the boss, you know? That's an interesting way to do business. Sure, give me that bowl of noodles then. Eager eyes. Do you need something else from me? No, I just want to see how you like the noodles. Okay, I'll give them a try. The man picks up one single noodle using his chopsticks, then a piece of bok choy, and some scallions. He tries them one after another. He eats with graceful manners, but somehow, in just a few moments' time, the entire bowl is empty. What do you think? Good. Even excellent. Really? The soup has a rich umami taste, and the ingredients are top-notch. If you had let the soup simmer for another day or so, it would have tasted even better. But I was already so hungry. If I had tried to wait another day for that ultimate perfection, I would have starved. He wants to create the perfect taste, but the customer cannot wait that long. Even I want to wait for him. There are some things that I can't wait for any longer. You're saying... Don't worry about it. Just tell your boss that I said, yeah. The man stands up, the patterns on his clothes emit a strange glow. The light distorts and blurs his face, so much though that Blaze cannot make out what he looks like. Hey, you didn't pay! He looks like one of the Suis, or whatever they're called. Just deduct the funds from my account. Who was that? Ah! Regardless of what you're looking for, after you leave here, do not tell anyone you got this file from the Academy. Do you understand? Yes. What's wrong? Do you have more questions? Do you remember that bloody case back in 1062? This isn't the sort of thing you casually bring up in a conversation. I just happened to think of it. Is the Grand Preceptor you previously mentioned the one who supported the academic reforms which benefited countless poor students, the same Grand Preceptor who murdered the Emperor and plotted treason 40 years ago? I have no way to answer your question. I will never speak about things that I do not know. I have never met that Grand Preceptor in person, but I have read some of her writings on political and social issues. Her extensive knowledge, clearly reflected in her works, has been deeply enriching for me. I just dropped it again. I like to use little fidget toys because it helps me read better. It keeps my brain focused. But people are complicated and cannot be easily categorized. You're saying you're not completely convinced that the outcome of that case was correct. King Young, you are never good at hiding what you are thinking. I knew you would. The office's archives will not house muddled cases, no matter how many people they involve. Solving those cases is my duty as deputy minister. I shall not dissuade you from doing as you see fit. However, you must learn to protect yourself, no matter what happens. Before your parents retreated into seclusion in the mountains, they entrusted me with looking after you. If anything were to happen to you, I would never be able to look them in the eyes again. I'm not a child. Why do I need people to take care of me? Everyone feels that way when they are young. However, as a mother, watching Zole grow up day by day, I feel a weight growing on my heart. What else should we parents worry about, other than our children's safety? That's fair. But if your parents learned that I prevented you from fulfilling your duties out of concern for your safety, they would blame me. Doshi, sister. You call me your sister, but in my eyes, you've always been like a child of my son's generation. Speaking of which, Yuman is nearby Zhao now. Have you seen General Zhou at all over the past few days? Things are coming to a head. The Ministry of War is holding meetings day and night, and the General must remain on the front lines to oversee things personally. Neither he nor I can abandon our posts. There is truly no way to avoid this conflict. This isn't something I have the authority to decide. As an advisor for the Ministry of War, my job is to do everything in my power to accurately calculate the outcome of the war. Allowing any personal biases to affect my work would be a grave disservice to the people of Yon. You don't compromise in your duties, and neither do I. I hope everything goes smoothly. If the outcome is inevitable, it's best not to worry too much about it. If you are alone for the Mid-Autumn Festival, come to my house for dinner. I will. Wait, I just thought of something. Didn't you just ask me who has the authority to alter the Academy's records? That did happen once, although it was under extremely unusual circumstances. You mean, no, I can't say that the records were ever altered. However, if a record has gone missing entirely, then it must have been transferred to another location. Death Row at the Ministry of Justice. Whoa. Okay, now I'm a little more interested. Oh, it's him! Zole. Father is not here? It's been more than 6 months since he was last here. The furnishings in the house have not changed. Only there are many more symbols symbolizing war on the sand table. A lone city stands in defiance, the two sides gazing at each other from afar. Lord Zwo. A thick, familiar voice rings out from behind. Ah, it's him! Isn't he dead? Uncle Tahi? Your injuries. I was finally able to walk since 2 weeks ago. Albeit with some difficulty. At least I'm no longer bedridden. Right, he didn't die, he just got stabbed. Zoli stares at Tahi unbelievably. Who does not look like the man he remembers? The wind lifts a corner of his cloak, revealing his thin, withered figure under his wide robe. Taihei, once a man so strong and sturdy, is now emaciated. It's as if a mere gust of wind could blow him away. Uncle Taihei, Kung Fu is merely an external tool. I am, after all, still a monitor censor of the Department of Discipline and Supervision, and there will always be opportunities to realize my aspirations. If you could continue to dwell on this, Lord Zhou, then you're only underestimating my skills. No. Taihei, I know you are no ordinary man. Few injuries aren't enough to stop you. It has been over 6 months since we last met. You look stronger than before. The General will be pleased. By the way, Father is... The General has been in constant meetings with the Sui Regulator in the Ministry of War. He's barely had 10 minutes of rest. The situation could change in an instant. Is the court still ready to go to war at all costs? Now, after the incident in Da Huang, the bestial Sui is no longer under the Sui Regulator's control. There are some minor disagreements between the cabinet and the 6 ministries, but their overall opinion is clear. Eliminate the threat once and for all. But the consequences of this war will be catastrophic. Maybe a catastrophe, guys. Right, it was her. Right, now I'm remembering all these characters. They're from where the people I don't know. On the Walking City with the corrupted water effect. The last event, the rerun event. I heard that 1 month ago, other candle holders discovered traces of the convict near Baizhou. Yes, I heard the same thing. The Imperial Court is on high alert. They've already dispatched several units of Imperial Guards. The Imperial Guards? The convict's unpredictability is currently the gravest threat we faced. I have a theory. Perhaps there is still another proxy in Baizhou. This proxy is the youngest and the most unique. According to the Sui Regulator's observations, in the hundreds of years since he left the tomb, he has never used any of his powers. The Sui Regulator does not know how to deal with him. Is it you? There's only one thing that's a little suspicious. 100 years ago, after Wang escaped from prison, he came to Baizhou and has remained here ever since. Wang used to frequently interact with other proxies. So I am afraid that during his current return to Baizhou, the lone proxy who stayed here would also be part of his plan. And what do you plan to do? I don't know yet, so I'm going to take a look and see for myself. What's going on? Is you the one who's never used his powers? Woo! Finished! What do you think? I've memorized every step from washing the vegetables to serving the noodles. I can do this all by myself now. Of course, it's all thanks to Xingzhu for figuring out a genius solution. I just need to dip my hands in ice water for 5 minutes before kneading the dough, and it comes out fine. It looks good, and I can taste the craftsmanship in the dish. It'll do, even if it's far from perfect. If anyone could cook as well as me, after just a few classes, then all my years of study would be in vain. Hey, I've been working hard for so long, and tomorrow's the big day. Can't you at least say something encouraging? I just don't want you to get a big head. Alright, maybe you're right. A little pep talk might do you good. Otherwise, you'd be too scared to cook the minute you meet Mo Bufu. Remember, there's nothing to be afraid of. Mo Bufu is old. Show him the power of your youth. Okay, everything's ready. Let's go win one at Dingfen Lao tomorrow. We're getting to the event.
May my
Oh, that's it?
bullets bring you eternal peace.
Man, it was just getting good. Holy shit, I got 3 drops from that? That's crazy. Okay. That's interesting. So they're trying to find out what happened to Blaze's father, and it's constantly just back and forth of they don't know what's wrong, or what happened, I mean. And that's really cool to know. As much as I don't care for the thing that much, it's also because I've never really heard of Blaze until I just saw her in chapter 5, and maybe I encountered her before then, but I really don't remember her being a part of the story until chapter 5. So it's hard to really care for the character. And I guess it's like, it's the same for all the people of Keurig. I didn't hear about Degenbrecher until I read the Rides Like Silbernahers, but the difference is that was my first event. So I guess I had more love for the event. I don't know. Either way, I am enjoying this. I like to see Yu's interactions with Blaze and Jingzhu because they're all hilarious. It's never a boring scene whenever they're all interacting with each other. And I'm really happy that I pulled Yu because it feels like I have a... Hopefully the unit is good in his own event, otherwise that'd be kind of concerning. Like the only way I beat Harold in the end was because of Degenbrecher. So hopefully in this one, Yu is what will help me beat whoever the boss is at the end. Anyway though, this is the end of the episode, so if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I love having you guys around. Only about 30% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so please subscribe. It really does help the channel out a lot. If you want to make sure to watch the next video, then make sure to ring the bell so that you get notified when I post it. If you want to talk to the community, the link for my Discord will be in the description. Hop down and come talk about Arknights or whatever else that you want to talk about. If you want to support the channel, then the link for my Ko-Fi will also be in the description. If you want to hop down and buy me a coffee, I would really appreciate it. Anyways though, this is the end of the episode, so you better have a good night, and bye-bye!